15 minutes before closing time at a San Bernardino shopping center, employees heard faint crying coming from the dumpster. When they got there, they found a box that was sealed with the kitten inside, who was hardly breathing because it was left in nearly 100-degree weather. This kitten was later named Littlefoot, but rescuers say cases like this happen every day. And it should matter to us, because most of us have pets, want pets, or love animals. My thesis today is simple. Animal abandonment in the U.S. is a horrific but preventable crisis, and we have the power to stop it. Today, I will be talking about the causes, the severity, and how we can fix this problem. First, let's talk about how severe this problem is. About 6.3 animals are abandoned or surrendered at animal shelters yearly, and out of those, 1 million of those are euthanized or put down because these shelters are functioning at max capacity or double their capacity, and they just don't have the resources to have all these animals in-house. In looking at the animals that aren't abandoned at shelters and are abandoned on the side of the are abandoned at the side of the freeway, or like Littlefoot's case, left in a box at a dumpster, or people that move out and leave their dog or cat in their old home. And all these things are preventable. The number one cause for animal abandonment is impulse adopting, or buying of animals. People will go to shelters and see the cute faces of these animals and impulsively adopt them, and without thinking about their vet visits, the spay and neuter, and just how much it costs to have a pet and how much responsibility it is. Another cause is people not having the proper education when it comes to these animals, which honestly goes back to the impulse buying. You don't really think about it in a long-term situation. You just think about it, oh my god, this animal is so cute and I want it, so you just adopt it. But we should think about it in the long term to help prevent abandonment. Another thing is people will move out and their new home has policies where they don't allow animals, or the animal fees are too high. And honestly, I've seen some apartments have really high pet charges, which is honestly crazy to think about, because why are you charging me to have a pet? And all of these things are preventable, and we can stop them. The first thing we could do to stop this is to have proper education on animals. And think about this, like I said, in the long run. Don't think about it now. Don't think about it because your kid wants it and just get it for them. No, because sometimes, unfortunately, you just can't deal with the animal, or it's too much for you, and your first thing is to just get rid of it. And that's what we don't want. We don't want to take an animal out of a shelter just to give it back or abandon it on the side of the street. Another thing is TNR programs and low-cost vet clinics are a huge help to this. Like I said, one of the main reasons people abandon animals is because it's just too much of a cost when it comes to vet visits and their vaccines and their spaying and neutering. There are a lot of low-cost vets clinics and spay and neuter programs here in the valley, and that really does help. And it also helps with unwanted litters, because when we have these unwanted litters, again, people will think, oh, I don't want all these puppies or all these cats, and if they have no one to take them in, they will just abandon them, and ultimately creates more and more of these litters, and there's more abandoned animals that are suffering daily. The last thing is community involvement. We, the community, can help. Even if you don't want a pet, you could help. You could volunteer, you could donate stuff to shelters, or if you want a pet or a kitten or a dog for a certain amount of time, you could foster them for 2 weeks and then return them to the shelter. And this helps when a kitten is or a dog is not used to people. This will help them lose their shyness and get adopted faster. So let's go back. Let's backtrack. Adopt responsibly. Think about it in the long run. And volunteer, donate, and foster. Thank you.